Welcome to the FreesTyler's universe. We've got an action-packed, incredible episode for you right here with the Mr. Benjamin Duffy, Duff Daddy himself.
Yes, sir. Yep. Here we are again.
That's right. So you may have caught our reaction video to an incredible Harry Mack episode, Omegle Bars 52.2, where he just goes insane. Man, the fans were loving it, bro.
Crazy.
Yep. So now we're back to do a deep dive. Understand who this man is, this heart and soul that's breathing, that's incarnated right here, right meow.
Right now.
Mr. Duff Daddy, how would you like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Ben Duffy. Duff Daddy, people call me Duff. So I guess right now, what I do is I don't know, I'm just a chill dude, do section. I'm a grad student right now at a Buddhist university called Naropa in Boulder, Colorado. Getting a mental health degree and a clinical mental health degree in contemplative psychotherapy and Buddhist psychology. So that's my jam, and we will go into it more about kind of how I got into that and what I want to do with that.
Amazing. Contemplative psychotherapy.
It's good stuff.
Very good. All right, man. Well, can we zoom all the way back to your 6-year-old self?
Absolutely, yeah. So starting at 6, let's see. So I grew up in upstate New York, actually, in a city called Rochester, like an hour east of Buffalo. Both my parents are doctors. My dad is a neurologist and a friggin' stud. I love that man so much. We have crazy conversations. My mom is also an MD. She's a psychiatrist. Obviously love her too. We'll get into it more, I'm sure. I have a twin brother, actually. His name is Chris. And I have an older brother, 3 years older. His name is Alex. And they still live in Rochester. And I'm out here in Boulder, again, doing my thing. I went to undergrad at CSU, traveled around a little bit. We will also get into this. And settled back in Boulder. Now I'm here at Naropa. So I started in upstate New York, 6 years old. Let's see. Pretty standard ass, like suburban lifestyle. I don't know. I guess where do I start? Just seeing.
Talk about who you were. What was your signature frequency? Okay. What's your essence? Especially having a twin. That must have been so interesting.
Definitely. So we are very different, my twin and I. We both had kind of difficult upbringings, no intense trauma, but how everyone's childhood can be like hard, just dealing with stuff. So at that point I was still really, at 6 years old, trying to find myself, trying to like fit in with whatever's what kindergarten, preschool, trying to make friends, just seeing like what the fuck is this world we're growing up in, and the cultural conditioning around us that is like the world is a certain way. You need to view yourself a certain way. You need to carry yourself a certain way, and like just trying to fit into that box, which was never for me. And I realized at first, I felt like I was always an outsider. I never fit in really. I was like good enough at floating between friend groups, but I never felt like a huge connection really. And at first I thought it was my problem, my fault. And I could see, I was very reserved too. I couldn't open up in a lot of ways because I had so much doubt in myself. Again, culturally conditioned, dealing with intergenerational trauma that's passed on from, again, generation to generation, and being filled with like this sense of lack, which I think is so common in our culture, the feeling of I'm not enough. So let me keep this secret to myself and hope that people like me a little bit. I think exactly. So then moving through like elementary school, middle school is obviously weirdest for everybody. Again, just hitting like puberty. Everyone's on that same wave. Everyone's just kind of exploring themselves, their bodies, like their manifestation of themselves, who they are. Develop some solid friends. Both of my brothers went to private school. Well, I already had some solid friends and was like playing sports and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to stay in public school. So, and having that disconnection from my brothers and my family is like,
what age was that?
That was, so as I was going into high school, so like 14, 15, something like that.
So after middle school, your twin went a different path, went towards private, and you stayed in public?
Totally.
Wow.
So he's had he's had a lot of difficulties, again, dealing with sort of similar difficulties to me, but we reacted to them very differently. I kind of took those challenges, and based on who I am, I was able to like rise to the occasion and grow through them a lot more quickly than he did. So he's had a really tough time mentally, and my parents thought it would be a good idea for him just to get a change of pace and have a new setting, I guess, and explore different people and friend groups and education styles. So he went there. My older brother was already at this private school, Harley, in upstate New York, the Harley School. And, but yeah, I don't know. Also, I found also that for various reasons, I couldn't rely on my family. We had some like emotional difficulties between us. And so I kind of pulled back and like relied on my friends. I was smoking a ton of weed at the time. I don't smoke now. I've kind of dealt with that stuff pretty well, but like back in the day, like I was using it so much just to numb myself and also to try to connect with people. Like it's like, okay, so I like, you know, that culture of weed, especially in a place like New York when it was not legal at all. It's like it brings people together, you know, and it like all the outsiders kind of come together and they kind of click on smoking blunts. So I was smoking at like an Olympic level back in high school. Like that's what I say. It was like literally before school, pick up my homie, smoke a bowl, go to class, lunch, smoke a blunt, after school, do the same until you can't think, go home, eat a bunch of food, avoid my parents, and like you know how that is. And then then eventually in high school, my buddy Iggy, shout out Iggy, he's the boy. He introduced me to psychedelics. First it was acid, and then psychedelic mushrooms. And these opened me up so deeply. I was so ready for it. Like, honestly, forever, I was open to something different, something that different than this culturally conditioned, limited cage of a reality that we're given. So opening up to that, opening up myself to different ways of seeing the world, and myself to more beauty, more acceptance, more allowance of who I am and what is trying to come through me at the level of soul. So doing that a lot in high school. Went
What
through
is
these waves
coming through me at the level of soul?
Because exactly. So when the sense of self is not so solid, when it's not Ben trying to express himself, whose desires are they? Is it the angels, the gods themselves trying to speak through you, trying to live through you, through your eyes and your body? And who am I to get in the way of that? So slowly throughout my life, learning to get out of my own way, to let this divinity flow through me. And just so much gratitude for that and what I've been able to see and experience. But yeah, with these psychedelic openings, there's huge openings and insights, and they're amazing. And what I couldn't handle then, because I was doing them consistently, psychedelic, since I was 15. And then in undergraduate, at my undergraduate, I guess, program, first I went to Ithaca College and then to CSU in Colorado State up in Fort Collins. In the summer, I would, hit festivals, shows, go backpacking in the mountains, mountain biking, and do lots of psychedelics, feeling very open. The clarity was insane. And then when the weather shifted and things got cold and dark, and I started to close up a little bit, I had so much resistance to that. I thought I found a side of me that I loved so much, and I couldn't accept the other parts of myself, the more low-key, the more reserved, the more more deeply intimate parts of myself. I didn't accept them. I was pushing them away, and that created so much pain in my system, and it resulted in so much anxiety and depression that I'm not lying to you. Like, I could not make eye contact with my friends. I was like handicapped. They would take me out. I couldn't speak. Like, people don't believe this, being the man I am today, but like I couldn't do anything. Like, honestly, I couldn't talk to chicks. I couldn't talk to my friends. I couldn't go out. I was a shell of myself because I was resisting these gentler, more like supple parts of myself. And it was so painful. And it was like the point I was sleeping like legit 16, 18 hours a day for weeks. I would like email my professors, like, I can't come to class, just go to the grocery store, get food, come back, eat, sleep. It was a really dark time, actually. So, and then by the end of my undergraduate program, I was studying environmental science at CSU, and I realized, I wanted to help the world, change the world. And I realized I don't want to study like how one beetle impacts one specific species of tree in one sector of Colorado. That's too small. And who the frick, honestly, I was like, I just was not passionate about it. And I got out of
Right.
also like a 4-year relationship with the first love of my life, Cassie. She actually just got engaged, which I'm like so happy for her, honestly.
Congrats, Cassie.
So yeah, congrats. Exactly. But just got out of that relationship. So it was like this cascading effect of depression, uncertainty, confusion in my professional life, confusion what I wanted to do in the world, this breakup that then I was just like floating in this empty space. And it was so hard. So what I decided to do, I saved up all my cash, working my jobs. My parents helped me out too as like a graduation gift. And I went to Asia. And I started in Vietnam. I taught English for a few weeks in Saigon. And then I was like, I heard everybody takes their motorbikes across the country. So I was like, that man, I got nothing but time. I'm just going to get like a bike and just ride that. So I got like basically like Walmart style mountain bike in Saigon and strapped my pack to that and rode that to Hanoi. It probably took me about a month. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Wow. How far is that? What's the distance?
Bro, I know we could look it up. It was, I want to say like, 800 kilometers, something like that.
Dang.
A month of biking. And I don't even bike like that. I don't. I was just like, okay, let's just send it. And I was also dealing with so much mental. So I was like, just do something intense. I think Teddy Roosevelt said something along the lines of like, when you're dealing with hardship, you have to push yourself. Like when he lost, I think the second presidential election or whatever, he went to the Amazon actually. And I think he almost died. Like most people in his party died because he just wanted to push himself.
Who was this?
That's kind of Teddy Roosevelt. He's one of the greatest American legends in my opinion. But
wow.
So I pushed myself and biked across the country, then did a work away. Yeah.
Real quick, Teddy Roosevelt was also the one that activated the national parks, correct?
Exactly.
Boom.
Yep. He was the guy who decided these things are priceless. We do not want, capitalism to f this up. We don't want people to build farms out here. This is for future generations to experience this beauty and the connections and the communications from the land. So much respect for that, man. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. National parks, I'm just obsessed with them.
Totally.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. They've changed my life too. So I guess after I rode my bike to Hanoi, I went to this place, Cat Ba Island, and I was like a tour guide. I was a kayak guide working like 3 days a week, like part-time, taking people out on tours and like going out meeting people. But at the same time, I was still like depressed. I still had this resistance to these parts of myself. And I was in this beautiful place doing all these things. My friends were so jealous. Like some of them were like, dude, you're doing such sick shit. But I didn't feel that. I felt like still so isolated and separate and so down on myself. So, and this is the beginning of 2020, right as COVID is starting to develop. And I realized, I'm still like mentally, cognitively, psychologically in a pretty fucked place. So I was like, all right, I'm in Asia. I hear India is the place where people go to find this thing called enlightenment and suffering, and so I ended up getting a flight out there.
Oh, you didn't bike?
Rishikesh. Dude, yeah, right. Catch me out there. That shit's falling apart, man. By the time I got rid of that bike, dude, the wheels were wobbling, the brakes didn't work. Like I couldn't even sell that. I couldn't even give it away. I was like, well, do you want my bike? These Vietnamese ladies were like, nah, honestly. Like, but someone eventually took it. Yeah, no, exactly. Well used. So, best like $80 I ever spent, honestly. It took me a lot of good places. But I decided to fly out to India and went to a place called Rishikesh, a holy city up there in northern India. And then just north of that, there's an ashram called Pulchati that is a Shiva ashram in particular. And I was going there for a week program they did with meditation and yoga and chanting and kind of honoring their traditions. So I wanted to do that, went there. And within the first couple of days I was there, actually, the whole country of India went on lockdown because of COVID.
Wow. You said beginning of 2020. Was this February, March?
This was, I want to say probably like March at this point because I left right after I graduated. So January. And then I spent a couple months in Vietnam. So maybe like February, March-ish. I was in India. Country goes on lockdown. And it's like the universe, it's so serendipitous to me. The universe was like, yeah, you want to learn something? You want to learn something real? Stop looking for it anywhere other than where you are, anywhere other than inside yourself. And this changed my life. So I was just sitting, doing yoga, meditating, sitting with my mind, my projections of myself, my resistance to myself, and the resistance to the world too. And in a beautiful place on the banks of the Ganges River in the headwaters. Amazing. And I remember my dad was freaking out. I was there for like 3 months. Met some amazing people there. Yeah, yeah, amazing people. But my dad was like freaking out. He's like, this is as we don't know, we don't know how intense COVID is going to be. My dad thought the world was ending. Not necessarily, but he was scared. So he wanted me to come home.
What kind of doctors are your parents?
My dad is a neurologist. So he studies the brain from like the scientific lens, whereas like I study it from the meditative Buddhist lens. It's very interesting. We have dope conversations. And my mom is a psychiatrist. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know, what a tag team. But yeah. I remember my dad wanted me to come home, and I still was dealing with this in my mind. And I was like, I can't leave. Like, I don't have a job. I don't want to do environmental science. I don't have a place to live. I don't have money at all. Like, I'm going to have to move in with my family. I'm just going to be a loser. That was the story I was telling myself. And there was so much resistance of, do I stay or do I go? What happens if I get trapped in this country too? And actually it gets a lot worse. So all that resistance built up. And I was actually volunteering to build a hospital there at the ashram because I didn't have the money to stay. So while I was working there one time, and this was just going in my mind, I had this break open that completely changed me, where I was like, I don't give a if I'm a loser. I don't care if I have to live with my parents. I don't care if I'm broke, but I'm done resisting my life like this. And when I said that to myself, I opened up so deeply. And I remember sitting down, looking at the light hit the trees. And it was like the first time I'd ever seen it. It was all brand new. It was just, and it gives me chills saying this because it was the first deep opening I had, the first big letting go I had into this world and myself. And then I was very free. The path continues, but I eventually was like, I'm gonna go home. I don't care. Like, I want to be with my family. So got that flight home. My dad let me stay with him for a little bit. I did like construction jobs a little bit just because I wanted to work with my hands, and saved up some money. And I went to a Sikh community in New Mexico I forget Yogi Bhajan's place. What's it called? Doesn't matter. I worked there for a season. I did a bunch of Kundalini yoga. That helps open you up a lot too. And just seeing a different worldview, a different perspective on life, a different spiritual belief. And slowly there, I realized the value of meditation. And I wasn't doing a lot of meditation yet. So I realized I want to go to like Buddhist centers, Zen centers in particular, where people just sit with the mind. That was really appealing to me. So after working a season on this farm, I went to this amazing Zen center in Vermont called, the acronym is MAPLE, and it's the Monastic Academy for the Preservation of Life on Earth. Shout out MAPLE. That place is legit. They do apprenticeship programs for 2 months. If anyone is interested in that, I really recommend you look into it. That changed my life. The most growth I've ever had in 2 months ever, period.
Wow.
3 hours of meditation a day, strict Zen practice, work practice, also working on a nonprofit to, again, try to serve the world as best that we could as an organization. And we, again, sitting 3 hours a day. Every month there would be a week-long silent meditation retreat where you're sitting like 8 hours a day, getting Dharma talks every day from an amazing teacher, Soryu Foral. And yeah, that showed me so much. Again, how the mechanisms of the mind, how we're projecting a world. Like at a meditation retreat, if someone gives you a look, maybe they look angry in the morning, you can't speak to them. So it's like, oh, are they pissed at me? Like, what did I do to them? And then all these storylines and narratives start to play. You're like, oh, them, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you're pissed and you're a dick. And I'm saying, oh, this is just a projection of my mind. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're dealing with their own. And just learning how the mind is creating these narratives and stories about self, other, and the whole world around us. So I did that apprenticeship program, left that Zen center, and went to another Zen center in the Jemez Mountains of New Mexico called Bodhimanda in Jemez Springs, New Mexico. Bodhimanda is amazing. It is one of the most beautiful locations. There's Red Rock Canyon. There's natural hot springs at the Zen Center, right on a river overlooking Cat Mesa. It's a beautiful spot, steeped in like ancestral native Pueblo history, petroglyphs all over the place. We had an elder take us to one of their holy locations there too. You can really feel the energy there. So doing a lot of meditation, also sitting in that reverence of that place. And after about 6, maybe 8 months, something like that, like a long time there, I wanted to do a hardcore retreat. So I went to this place called the Rocky Mountain Eco Dharma Center outside of Boulder, Colorado. And I did, basically at the Eco Dharma Center, they do sitting meditation, but they also, a big part of it is you go out in the woods for, I forget, I think it's 3 or 4 days, by yourself. You just find a place to camp and you just sit with yourself with no objective. So after, a few days, 3-4 days of meditation, went out to the woods, camped, set up my camp and sat. And I also decided to fast. So I was fasting again for like 3 or 4 days. And I also brought out a quarter of mushrooms. So, and I was like, I need some insight. I need to show myself, what do I do? What do I do now on this spiritual quest? And I ate that quarter of mushrooms off a 3 or 4 day fast, and it changed everything for me again. And basically it showed me, this whole spiritual path for you right now, it's been all about you, and that's important. You need to take care of yourself, find your freedom. But then at a certain point, it's limited when it's all about just me. And it told me, what can you do for the people around you? You found so much in your life. Look at the world. It's in so much pain. Give back. Again, be of service. And when you are of service, you are loosening that my whole life is just about me. This self-view that gets so solidified gets loosened when I'm of service. Because instead of all about me, reaffirming this solid sense of self, I'm starting to give. And it's not all about me. And that self-view, which can be such a cage, starts to loosen. And you start to open up to maybe what I am is not just this body. Maybe what I am is everyone around me. So let me try to be of service to help them when I see that they're in pain. How do I do that too? So I decided to leave the Zen Centers, hit up a homie from undergrad, Cole Rickard, also an amazing guy. Shout out Cole. And we moved in together in Boulder. He was just living and doing van life. And he's like, bro, I'm trying to get out of this van. Like, let's move in together. So we did that, did some construction for another year, and then started this graduate program at Naropa. Again, contemplative psychotherapy and Buddhist psychology as a means to learn how to give back, how to work in this world to be of optimal service in this form, in this body. How do I make this world a better place for not just my kids and my family, but like all the selves that are also me living in this world? The same seer that has seen my life through my eyes and through my body is the same seer that has seen your life through your eyes. We're the same, just different conditions, different contexts, same seer. So I'm experiencing that pain when I see people in pain. And
are you also experiencing that joy?
Absolutely. That's hard too, because a lot of the times that's a big part of Buddhism with the I believe it's the Brahma Viharas. So one of them is sympathetic joy, whereas like you should be able to feel the joy of another. If you aren't, for me, it can easily turn into comparison. It's like, oh, look at them living life, being so happy, especially on like social media. It's like, damn, all these people are so happy. What about me? But it's like, can I open up to see like, wow, they're living life. Yeah, they're getting after it. Can I feel inspired? Just a minor tweak in how I'm seeing things. And it goes from comparison, contraction, to opening, to inspiration. So it's like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it too. And just opening up to that.
Let's grow, baby. Let's grow.
Baby. Exactly. So exactly. Feeling their joy, feeling their pain. And I volunteered at a hospice for a little bit to sit with somebody, who was at a very different point in life, and being able to be of service that way, connect with someone where their mind is going, and they can't have conversations really. They don't really know who I am at the level of words, but they know me. And being able to connect at the level of the heart and seeing the healing capability in that. So I did hospice for a little bit, and now I'm doing my practicum internship with this place called Focus Reentry that helps people who are dealing with homelessness and are in and out of the jail system, helping them to get subsidized housing, get on food stamps, get mental health if they need it, to just, again, help these people out. Because especially so in Boulder, there's a lot of homeless folks. Same in Denver and the Front Range in general, the Front Range of Colorado. And for me, it's easy. You walk around and you see all this. You see someone literally shooting up or shaking on the side of the road. And it's easy to try to turn away and not look at that.
Right.
But for me, that's a closing down of the psyche. All of a sudden, it's just isolated Ben again. If I stay open to their pain, I see that and I'm like, I feel that. I'm like, I don't know what to do though. And then realizing I can do something working with this organization. What is going on here? What are the systems at play that keep these fucking people down, that have put them in this position? Because that's me too. And we're living on heaven on earth. We can make anything possible. So why is it like this? And I'm getting chills saying that. Why is it like this? And realizing I can do something about that. So it's through doing this internship and connecting with these people, which are human beings just like me.
Yeah.
Like we have this image of homeless people, for example, that where they're so different, they're disconnected. They just felt, maybe some people have that view,
right?
But you realize their stories. These people are dealing with intense trauma, intense mental health issues, like that I cannot relate to at all. And I'm just like, it's a miracle you're here, like still living through this. So it's like, how can I help you? And that, again, being of service in that way opens me up so much. Giving my time, giving my effort to these people is priceless. And it's not just for them. Paradoxically, it's also for me. And the spiritual path, when it gets to a certain level, it's both for them and for me. My acts of service, they simultaneously are a win-win. I help others, and that is the best thing I can do for myself.
Yes.
And so yeah, getting all this moving. And so that's kind of where I am right now. I got another year and a half of the graduate program. And so, yeah, that's kind of me. I'd be happy to talk about my vision for the future, what I want to commit at this point, what my vision is. I'm sure it will be refined. But yeah, ultimately being of service in the optimal way, in this form, in this body. What do I have to give? And everybody has their own gifts. And again, we need everybody. We can't do this alone. So how do we open people up, tapping into their gifts, whether it's art, music, freestyling, connection, love, whatever you have in you, please, the world needs it. We do now more than ever. And this pain and the intensity of the times we're living in is a message. It's a message to get out of your own way, break open to what's inside us. Don't stop the second guessing. Just do it. The haters, if they hate, hey, it's not on you. It's not on you. And they're dealing with their own stuff. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't limit your expression in this world, because we need you. You need you all together. So yeah, that's
all in for all life, baby.
Amen. 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 Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yo, there's so much to double click on here. I would love to go into hospice. Can you speak more to that? Being with somebody at the end of their incarnation, where it's evident and it's obvious that they're about to give their bits back to the ecosystem.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing and so deeply opening. And just sitting with somebody who they at first we would go on walks. I was there with them for about a year and a half. And then they slowly lost their ability to walk like that. Their mind slowly became slower and less coherent. She was such a gem of a woman, though. She was like, lived such an amazing life of service too, of service to animals, to people, for women's rights, all of these beautiful things. She was amazing. And seeing her, she loved connecting with people, but she like couldn't find words sometimes. She couldn't remember who I was. And sometimes that would be hard for her, obviously. To also, she couldn't remember a lot, maybe about herself too. So it was very difficult. And seeing, what can I do if we can't even maintain a conversation? How do I sit with this person? And realizing, like, the words are such a small part of communication.
Yes.
I can show them, I'm with them, I'm with you, and I actually love you too. I'm with you in this difficult experience just by my presence. The strength that I can hold. If they're having difficulty holding their own experience, I can witness it with them and I can hold it with them. And that is healing in and of itself.
Yes.
And to see the mind go too, it's interesting. It's almost like we come from this void, this source, this place where there is no identity. We live this life, incarnate, create an identity. And then as you get closer to the end, it's almost like sometimes, like maybe with Alzheimer's, the soul, the sense of self starts to go into that place before the body leaves. So just witnessing that and seeing, I'm actually right behind them. I will be there like that. I've grown the past 5-10 years of my life. Where did it go? When I was 17, that's 10 years. Where did it go? Like that. And it's speeding up. So realizing, hey, I'm going to be in her shoes if I'm lucky someday. So what would I want if I was in those shoes, if I was being forced by creation itself to let go of everything? How would I want to be treated? And is a really deep practice and a really deep experience for me, and just like opening to also service. I could, live my life, play guitar. I could, go on runs, be outside, chill with my friends. But instead I would take an hour and a half every week to sit with her and be with her. And it was, at first I'd be like, oh, I got so much to do. But by the time I left, every time I felt so good, so grounded and so clear. And again, that is the value of service. It's like, it's hard to say what I'm getting out of it. What are you getting out of it? I can put it into words, but it's intangible. It's just priceless. That loosening, that just being with another, and what that does to your own psyche is priceless. And in little ways, it doesn't have to be hospice. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It can be smiling, holding the door open for somebody. How does that make you feel? My whole thing is like, hey, if you do that, that feels pretty good. If you volunteer, at a food shelter or whatever, that feels pretty good too. And it's like, so, okay, if the little things feel pretty good, how does it feel to start giving more? Give more of your time, give more of your life to service, optimizing service to others and yourself simultaneously. What happens if I give my whole life to service, to bettering this world for future me's and my kids and the people I love? How does that feel? So opening, such a freedom comes from that. And again, everyone has their own unique gifts to give, and helping people tap into that, the intelligence in the body, that again, the soul is trying to come through in these times where the world is screaming for help. What do we do? What do we do? And everyone has their own answer. Don't look for others. Don't ask others' opinions. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. And it's difficult because both the body holds the knowings. It knows, it has the intelligence of a place deeper than the mind. But simultaneously, the body holds all the trauma. So it can be a very painful place to be. And so, okay, we have this collective, intergenerational, culturally imposed trauma on our society and on our world. And this is manifesting in wars, in our disrespect for the planet, in our disrespect for others. This trauma, until we resolve, until we deal with it, we change our relationship to it, it's going to always be there, and we won't actually have access to our bodies because it's so painful. People would rather live in the mind or dissociate as opposed to living in the body, the love, the presence, the knowing that is in there. So then working with things like psychotherapy, things like meditation, things like psychedelics to help people open, to see the trauma, which is the most difficult thing you can do in this life, to see your traumas, to see your narratives that are so painful, to feel them, let them come through you, to hold them with community, with a therapist, with your friends, be vulnerable, open up to the tender parts. And when you can do that, you can change the narratives, change your relationship to it. And I don't want to understate how difficult this is. It is the hardest work any person can do. And I had to do it in my dark night of the soul when I was so depressed, and those big breaks of changing the narratives. And the psychedelics help. Meditation helps to stabilize. And I want to bring those two together. Meditation, psychedelics, group work, shows, music, dance, that sort of self-expression, the movement of energy like that, yoga, the wilderness, the messages in the land that it's always telling you. I want to bring this together, have this toolkit to be able to help people optimally, because everyone's different. What will help somebody might not help another. Maybe psychedelics is not right for somebody at this point in their progression. So let's maybe get them in the woods, give them some confidence in themselves, camping, backpacking, whatever it is, being in community, being witnessed, sharing themselves, expressing themselves through dance, maybe at ecstatic dances, whatever is in them and alive. Get maybe familiar with what that soul element of yourself, what is actually trying to come through me beyond what other people think, beyond what I think I should be, any of that. Just what is alive for me? What is alive? What is coming through me? That eros, that desire to move your body, to connect with yourself, others, and the world. It's everything. Hey, yeah, no, facts.
Oh my
goodness. Thank you so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate you giving me like an outlet for this stuff, because this stuff is like so meaningful for me, and I love being able to share it. I hope it's helpful. So,
bro, you are such an activated flow state. It's incredible. Ever since we met just a short time ago at Arcadia, it was like, this dude is on. And there were all these little nuggets that just keep getting dropped. And so
Yeah.
my favorite thing right now is what you're describing of being in service. That's exactly why I'm doing these podcasts. I love it. We get the opportunity to connect on a deeper level than we would otherwise, right? And I get to catalyze your podcast. So selfishly, I feel like, boom, okay, now I'm helping you get your content wheel spinning, get you on Riverside, get you interviewing people and sharing all your joy and all these blessings. I mean, I love how you framed it. It's an inside out game, right? And as soon as I crack open outside of the physical mind, thinking that this is all that is right here, right meow, right? Crack that heart open, all of a sudden I can experience, I think it's called synesthesia. No, that's the blending of different like texture and taste and perception.
Different senses.
Yeah, what's it called when one can feel and be excited with somebody else's excitement?
That's so in Buddhism they call it sympathetic joy is what it's translated to. Exactly. So I see. And I am, again, just so thankful that you're doing this because, like, I have been limiting myself in so many ways. I've been like, oh, I don't know if I have something to give. Who do I think I am? And then you say, like, and the feedback I got from people like you and Bryant, the homies at Arcadia, saying, this is something real. You should try to give this to people. And feeling that and having you have me on your podcast. Just so, again,
it's our podcast, dude. This is the FreesTyler's universe. The whole purpose is that when we're living in presence, right, we're connected to everything. We're living in that truth that you just described so elegantly, which is where did the last 5 years go? Where did the last 10? How about my entire life? It always happens now.
Yeah, exactly. The eternal now, a place beyond time. Why I'm everything that's come before me, all the people, all the pain, all the beauty, all the love, I'm all of that. And guess what? It goes infinitely in the forward direction, according to time, whatever that is. So there's nowhere to be but right here, right now, in this place, which is a miracle. And at the end of the day, no one can tell you what's going on right now. Who made this body, this form? 10 fingers, 2 eyes. Who made it? It wasn't Ben. I don't know. Am I sure I'm just Ben? Exactly. This divine orchestra, the divine design of this place, the miracle of the world, connecting with that, remembering that, having gratitude. How does that change your experience of your own personal psyche when you're filling your awareness with gratitude? I found my mind is almost a passive object. And it's like how my body is the sum of the food that I eat and what I do with my body. My mind is the sum of what I consume mentally with my awareness. If I'm reading, if I'm watching horror movies and watching the news, I'm scared because that's just the way that the mind works. It's not personal. It's just what you're consuming. So if I'm filling myself with things like Buddhism, optimism, beauty, connection, love, guess what? My mind is a reflection of that now. And it's saying it's not personal. It's just we are making the choices of what are we consuming with our awareness and seeing how can I adjust this? Not turning away from the pain. Again, letting the pain sink, but doing it in a healthy way where I can learn from the pain. Let it give me the messages that pain is trying to give me, because it is always a message, whether it's to activate me, help the world, help yourself, change your life. It has to, this growth cannot happen without that pain. If things were just chill all the time and I'm just chilling, I'm never changing because things are just great. But that pain is such a blessing. It is.
Aho.
Aho, my man.
Wow. So the pain is such a blessing when it's able to be perceived non-personally.
Yes.
Right? When I can step outside of my own vantage point. When I stub my toe, it's designed to pull attention. Don't forget, I'm attached to this physical vessel. Right? And it is supporting my consciousness to have this physical experience, but it's not just my consciousness, as you so elegantly described. It is the consciousness. There is one consciousness in my perspective, and we're all individuated aspects, elements, fragments, fractals, however one wants to make sense, which is of the mind, right? Of what is felt and understood in the heart.
Absolutely. And that's so true. It's like however one wants to make sense of it. And that's where all these wisdom traditions and religions come from, is people trying to make sense of the absolutely incomprehensible nature of this place, of what we could call God itself. All of these beautiful traditions that for me, it's like, don't get attached to the dogma. Don't believe one is more right than the other. It's
Yes.
just different people's expression. It's poetry. Learning that Christianity is poetry, Judaism, Kabbalah, Hinduism is poetry. Buddhism too. Buddhism is slightly different in that it's almost like less about the stories of what is going on. It's more about see it for yourself. Sit in meditation. See it clearly. The Buddha said, "I am no different than anyone else, than any of you. I've just seen certain things, and if you want to see it, we also have a bunch of practices you can do to see the same things I've seen." And you start to see the mechanisms of the mind, how it is fabricating an experience of a self in a world in deep, deep ways, and seeing how then, if it's all fabricated, then I also can start to have agency in how I am creating this world. First at the level of story of self and of world, and then in my belief, in my actual knowing, at levels of actually the fabric of reality too, because we are God incarnate. We just limit ourselves with our beliefs. And when you tell yourself, I can't do that, guess what? You actually can't. And when you tell yourself I can, things start to open. But also seeing we're all culturally conditioned also by everyone else around us. So if everyone else believes there's no way this homie can levitate right now, there's no way, then that belief is sinking into my system. And the density of that solidity of that belief actually limits what I can do. And then it's like, okay, how much belief can I have in myself? And how much do I help others open up to, hey, this place is completely empty. It's only filled with what we fill into it, whether that's a belief of, life, death, solidity, reality. These are all just beliefs and stories. And if, for instance, life and death is something that we are so afraid of in our culture. And this is what hospice helped me with too. It's like, it's almost a part of growing up. How can I be scared of growing up? And it's like this state, this is right. We live our whole lives scared of growing up, of death, of a part of life that is so beautiful. And it's realizing this life, this incarnation in form, this is a contraction of pure consciousness. This is the hard part. This is the battleground where we grow. That death is the easy part, yet we have it so reversed, where it's like we think death is the hard part and this is the easy part. It's just because that's all we think that we know. And opening up to this whole, also this idea, this is interesting too with Buddhism, this duality we've created of when there is a life, there is a death. When I call this life, then there is a death at the end of it. Right. And this is just a formation of the mind. When I say, maybe this isn't even life, I can't even say what's going on right now. No one can really say. All of a sudden, when I'm not alive, is there a death? Is there even a thing called death? And seeing how we create this duality and this polarity. When there is an up, there is a down. When we make a left, we make a right. And realizing when I make a life, I make a death. This is just a story and a narrative. Here we are in this timeless place. Yes, this body will go. Yes, this creation will grow. Starting freestyle a little bit already, but this creation will grow, and this body was never me. It's a fun mask to wear, and believe me, the ego gets a bad rap in spiritual circles. But when you really sink into it, when I really let go of my sense of self, that's when it grows and flourishes into such a solid example of a self. Because I'm not attached to it. It can do whatever it wants, and it's not me. It's never, and it never will be me. No matter what mask I wear, no matter if I get some gold grills in my mouth, if I get tats all over my body, it doesn't change who I am. Because, I'm this kind of wordless place, this void. And just remembering that, but also honoring the ego and the artistic expression of that as a reflection of this world. It's so beautiful, complex, and we are a reflection of that. Honor the self. Don't think that it's solid though, but honor it. And let it flow through you. Let the angels flow through you and the selves that they want to develop. And what source, God itself, what God wants to experience through you in this form. Let it happen. But don't think that it's you.
I like to think about selves, right? Do the cells that make up my liver, are they aware that they're individuated cells running around, and here's this thing, this I call it an organ, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
doing a function within my body. I mean, trillions of bacteria. Like, we are perpetual life evolving
Mm-hmm.
just at one degree of consciousness. I mean, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like this is solid, right? But
Mm-hmm.
yet
Mm-hmm.
we know that's an illusion. A simple cut
Absolutely.
gives
Mm-hmm.
us
Mm-hmm.
insight
Totally.
into so
Totally.
much of this inner world. And then what exists
Mm-hmm.
in the blood? Oh
Mm-hmm.
my
And
goodness.
and even in all of these cells, when we get to the level of matter, of like us, of like protons, neutrons, and electrons, like in these nucleus of atoms, what is there? It's basically 99% empty space, actually. Just the tiniest fragment of actual matter, but yet it creates the illusion of solidity. This is all a hologram, the illusion of solidity. This in Buddhism, they say, in Tibetan Buddhism, they say all that exists is light and space, in a sense, and that we are just light. We are frozen light. That's all we are, is light, but we're just in a frozen, contracted state of that. And opening up to, what we are can, yeah, just like really change your views to it, and like realizing, hey, how real is this place? Is it as solid, as dense as I am believing it to be?
And the answer is yes. It is
Mm.
exactly relative to my frame of belief. What is my BS, right? What is my
Boom.
belief
Yeah.
system right now? The
Mm-hmm.
thought that I
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking. Do I believe that this is
Exactly.
solid? There's nothing else beyond it. Okay. Well, then, if that's my consciousness, that's what's going to be reflected back and
Amen.
forth. It is
Mm-hmm.
truth at that point, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
subjective truth, in my opinion, versus an
Yeah.
objective truth, which is
Mm-hmm.
separate from self.
Totally, totally. And I would just say the Buddhist understanding of emptiness too is that it's all fabrications of mind, any experience, period, and how our narratives and our stories and our beliefs are creating those experiences. So if I say that I am limited, and if I say that the world is solid, and I say that death is something to be feared, all of a sudden it really manifests as that.
Yep.
But also, this is like, we learn to work with that emptiness. We learn to maybe choose narratives and stories that are more open. Listen to your body. When my body is terrified of death, what is that pain and that contraction telling you? For me, it's like, don't listen to this narrative. Keep looking for other narratives, because this is too painful. This is too contracted. And it's like, listen to the pain of the fear of death, the fear of life, all of these things. It's change the story we're telling ourselves about it, because it can be anything. I can be a deathless being flowing in a timeless place. It can be all of creation
Oh,
all at once right now. And that can be my experience. And I can be God incarnate and start to manifest the world around me as such. And and I can open other people up in that same way. And then those narratives start to change actually what manifests for us in our experience too. And if we can do this collectively, I'm telling you, we can change the world in ways that we cannot even predict, believe, or anticipate, in ways that are beyond our comprehension of the scientific materialist mind, in ways where, again, the fabric of reality can, in our experience, change our ability to have agency over it. Maybe going back to like an Atlantean time or something like that, where we tap into our full potentials, or an element of our full potentials, maybe even progress them to depths that we haven't seen yet in this human form. So I think that's possible if we do it collectively. And again, we can't do it by ourselves. So the work is here, the work is now, and I am so thankful to be a part of it and to have so much service available to be able to help so many people, and doubling down, seeing how can I do that. And this podcast is a huge way, I think. If people resonate at all, you can get in touch with me. I'm going to be doing more podcasts too. But if any of this resonates, I am so, so thankful for you, Tyler, and anyone listening.
likewise, brother. My goodness.
Mm.
Perfect time. What are good ways for people to get a hold of you?
So right now I'm in the process of developing. I want to make a website. I'm going to make a website. The best way is, I don't have like a professional email. I would say Instagram. My Instagram is Duff Daddy 100. You can get a hold of me there. I will be posting there as I progress my kind of my content sphere, making a website, putting out more podcasts. I want to do blog posts, post my poetry, maybe some of the music I've written. And just start building this network and community of people who are, again, resonating and want to have these discussions and do these practices and connect. And yeah, so it's all in the works. This is the beginning. So again, thank you so much.
Yeah, brother. And it's a perpetual beginningness. This
Mm,
is all that
mm,
reality is, right? The
mm,
infinite
mm.
now is infinite new beginnings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's such a beautiful way to look at it, you know, and letting things end, letting things like enter that
Yes.
transition of some things end and new things begin, seeing the beauty in that and the opportunity in those empty spaces, and making it what you want it to be, you know, slowly but surely, the baby steps to make this vision a reality for yourself personally and the world collectively.
Mm, mm.
Love this, man. Love you, man. Again, thank you
Love
so
you,
much.
bro. Let's put on a beat.
Hey.
Go to this one that you liked earlier. What is this one called? Oh, Racing Minds. All right, brother. Can you hear it?
I can. You want to hit it first?
Yo, it'd be so amazing, filled with grace, because we be up in here sharing this space, caring and growing. You know how we flow in. All up in here, we got some style that be no win. Dissolve the self, find the wealth, feel the health, express yourself.
Hey. Okay. Yeah. Sitting here day by day, making myself better in every way. Sitting here with Tyler, we podcasting. Okay, yep, we don't play, man. We kick it with that real shit. Getting it every way, yeah, every fucking day. You know, we connected to source, to our homies all around us. Hey, you can't keep us down. Hey, I don't keep a frown on my face. No, hey. Cause you know we got one day in this timeless place. You know this, man. Feel it in your bones. You know this. Kicking reels every day, every way. We get it, man. We get it, man. Hey, is this okay if I express myself in a way? Hey, getting out of my way so we can play in this world, in this divine play. Hey, listen to it, listen to what I say, yo. Hey, what's coming through me? Hey, what's coming through you? Hey, don't get in the way, man. Let's get out and play. Hey.
Yeah.
My man.
Thoughts in the mind that may be blocking me from living in the best reality that I can feel in this time and place. Feel all of this depth inside this space. We calling it the void. When I get afraid of it, I get paranoid. But guess what? I be ascending through meditation, find a beginning. Breath and essence, it's living all up in here in the style I'm gifting to you. And you know, that be the heart. That's what I've been doing, yo. That's why the art lives inside. Yo, it's he, art. Hyphenate that shit from the start. That be the spark, yo, each and every time. Because we're coming up in here with the heart on the mind.
Hey, Tyler kicking it with those transcendent rhymes. Hey, and you know we living in this place beyond time. Like, hey, no way. My world, my mind is fabricated. I can make it what I want. So here we gonna start making this world a better place. Do it every freaking day, okay? Me and my homies, me and my sisters, all together. Hey. Can't do this alone, yo. I can't do it on my own. I need your help. You need my help. I know I got you. So we gon' kick it like this. Whoa. Hey.
We gonna kick it
As the
like this.
beat gets real
Whoa.
slow. Hey.
Duff Daddy in the building.
Yo, Tyler the Drake, my man. This is great. Hey. Yo.
Oh, this is nice. Wow. Take a breath. What is next? I express. Otherwise, I repress. Damn right, that leads to depressed. I don't want to live that. I don't want to be that. So I got to come in and express rap. That's right, because I'm wrapping up the gift. I'm wrapping up the present with a wrap and ship. Damn right, yo, we be giving the gift. Now I got something to give. Give the box to you, and you know it'd be so nice. And you come up in here and you be cutting it twice. Damn right, yo. We exciting the mind. Coming up in here, got some flows on the mind. Damn right, because we put it all inside a box, and then we, rip it off top.
Hey, bro. Heat. Oof. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Mm. Step into the light, okay? What can I say? I don't really know. I'm just giving thanks every day.
Mm.
Hey. To my man Tyler the Drake. Jersey kicking it on this beat, okay? Freestyle on fleek, okay? Hey. Hey.
How about you speak to that Bodhisattva?
Ooh. Mm. The Bodhisattva way, hey. Living that path of service. We got to. There's no other way. Hey, get out of the way. Let the light shine through and kick it for others every way. Hey, tap into your soul, let it flow. Okay. Listen to the cries of the world. Man, there's so much pain out there. We know this. We know this. Let it sink. Let it teach you. Let it teach us. Let us flow in this place, giving back however we can. Man, I can't stand the way we treat each other and the world we're living in that gave us life. Man, I don't want to strife with these people around, but it makes me sad, but I ain't never gonna frown. Because this place is magic, and we got it. My dude, this is sick.
Finding a little bit of magic. Everything else would just feel really tragic. So I'm feeling drastic when I'm on the beat, because I'm coming up in here with some style that's complete. Damn right, because it's soul, it's essence, refined. We're coming up in here with some essence on the mind. Essential wisdom, essential thoughts, yo, essential soul. It's essence, I thought.
Yo. These rhymes don't stop, yo. Tyler spitting off top, yo. And I know we got this, so hey, sit with me, hold space. Hey, in this world, we gotta play our role to help the soul flow through us so we know who we are, who we gon' be, I guess we gon' see, where this world gonna take us, man, I don't know. But yo, kick it so hard with my boy on this flow, like whoa.
On this flow, like, whoa. On this flow, on this flow, on this flow, on this flow, like, whoa.
Oof.
On this flow, like, whoa. On this flow, like,
Hey.
whoa. On this flow, like, whoa. On this flow, I whoa. Yo, it's like an honest flow on top of this, because I'm just like a ship in my rocket ship, or maybe it's a boat on top of the water. Maybe it's filled with air, and then it's lifting me up hotter and higher. I'm lit like on fire, hot air balloon, so I got vantage that inspire. Bringing it down, bringing it on deck. Yo, we coming up in here charting our progress, yo. Feeling so good, divine, when we're feeling a new message that flows every time, because perspective be the lane that I be chilling in. What's your perspective right now, my friend?
Hey. Beat tapping into my soul. Like my man Tyler said, let's grow. Every day we gonna get out of our way and show what we got. Together, man, we grow like a little seed to a tree, man. Man, with this on repeat, man. Cause this bit's so heat, man. Stop, man. Hey. Don't drop, man. Don't drop yourself. Don't drop the world, man. You gotta get out of your shell. Like, okay. Hey.
Get out of your shell, like, hey. Hey, it's okay. Break out the shell anyway.
Oof. Bro.
Dude, I love flowing with you, dog. You're so much fun.
I know, bro. Yo, Tyler turned me onto this like last week. I'd never freestyled before in my life. It's on God, dude. On God. You literally opened me out of my shell, dude. It's hilarious. I love it.
Take it away. You know, you got a shell to break every day. What kind of limitation do I got? Could it be a paradox between two polarities? I will find that rarity, that be the unity within. because it comes without comparison, because we all be friends exploring ourselves. And guess what, yo? When I smile, I give good health, and I feel that wealth that lives inside, so it transcends from the self to the higher mind.
Hey, can you feel that? Gravity, okay, can you feel that? Levity, okay, so we fly high. No wings on my back, but we angels, bro. From heaven, yo. God got my back, I know this, bro. Just like you, best interest in mind, man. We don't need no time, we wait on this. Got patience till we make it our own way, okay? Got patience. I can wait. Okay, man. Give me the lessons I need to see so I can get out of my way and be of service in this world that's in so much pain. Man, I don't know. I can't wait. I gotta help this place, yo. We gotta help this place. So get out of our way, get out of our shell so we can turn this world to heaven, not hell. Oh, yep. Hey.
Duff Daddy.
Yo, Tyler the Drake. Hey. My man.
So good, brother.
I know. So good, dude. So good. I'm so thankful for doing this with you. I really am.
Likewise, bro. We're going to keep it moving. Just go escalating one track to the next, one ecosystem to the next. Share and express. Yo, that's what's next. We're coming up in here to chart our progress. Feel it all with the ingress inside. Tap in the heart, and then I will find that I can give and I can share selfishly. And I do it with so much ease because it actually feels so nice. You know, we all up in here with our sauna and spice.
Ooh. Just a little time check. I got 9 minutes. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe like 5 minutes.
This is perfect.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, do you want to keep freeing for a little bit?
Bro, do you want to do one more track?
Let's do Uno Mas.
Dope.
You want to kick this one off?
Yeah, totally. Yep. Okay. Sitting here with this chill ass vibe with my man and Tyler. We going sky high, going to the places knowing I can fly. Thinking about this like I don't want to die. Let that sit, man. Change the storyline. Like okay. We can change it like any day, like any way your soul reverberates. Tap in, let it out, yo. No doubt that we kick this flow. So, hey, let the soul flow through like the river in you. Hey.
Like the river in you. Let the soul flow through. Like the river in you. Let the soul flow through. Yo, when I look up at the sky, I'm amazed. Like, how did I even get to this place? Oh my goodness, 7 trillion exoplanets. Man, I'm about to panic. That's beyond comprehension, beyond compute. What am I going to do? Yo, my life is a root, but I be the taproot to source itself. Source, I meant to say. I will find a way to let the taproot grow. It be gravitational, how it be reacting though. Finding nutrients inside of all the soil, yo. So I got to be up in here when I grow. Oh, H2O. Thank you very much. Visit with Sundo. That's right. That's how we be growing all up in here. You know, we got the motion. We going all of the way because we live in here each and every day. All of the way is all in the mind. Just like you grabbed a bike and then you felt so fine. 30 days later and you were across the country doing something. It was so amazing, dude. So incredible. You inspire me, dude.
My man. Yo, heat, dude. We just gotta keep doing this, dude. This is so dope. What is this? This is FreesTyler's what? What is the podcast name again?
The FreesTyler's Universe. TFU, baby.
FreesTyler's Universe. TFU.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's divine essence, bro. That's what we do. We just spark the flow. Find a full state inside. Yo, it feels so great. Yo, I gotta exercise with my plate. He'd be like, I ain't hopping on. I gotta do a workout so I can be big and strong and get my meditation long to connect the source so I can sing a song. Hit the gong. All source creation is sprung from.
Hit that flow like the menstrual cycle. New moon, yo, I'm trying write this. So, divinity flow like from the Bible. It's inside you. It's inside me, inside you, inside we. You know, I can't spit this. It's we. I'm down with this like OPP. You know me. Okay, G?
You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know me.
Hip hop array. Ho, I go up and spray those crazy flows right off the brain, no, and it goes down the drain, no. Could it be the drain, no? Because I'm unclogging all those pipes. Yo, it's insane, bro.
Yo, heat, dude, heat.
Bro, thank you so much.
My man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being you.
From the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the beginning of this beautiful friendship, man. It's the beginning. We're going to be doing great things. I see it. I know it. And I'm so thankful to be on this journey with you.
It's an honor, brother.
Absolutely. We'll do one of these again sometime real soon, definitely.
That's right. All right. Like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yep. Follow me.
Hit up
Duff Daddy
100 on the Insta and all these new places that he's about to be expanding to.
Website will be up soon.
Boom. At Tyler the Drake on all platforms. This is the FreeStyler's Universe podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, tapping in, and hopefully turning on. Activating with the flow strong. That's what we be doing, yo. We coming off a long conversation, you know. We be progressing, we growing stuff just like we're adolescents.
Hey, my man. All right, my man.
All right, bro. Talk soon.
Love you, bro. Yeah, we'll talk real soon. Later.
Peace.